Hey guys, welcome back to CakeTube. My name is Jen, and today I'm going to show you how to make this super glittery New Year's cake. This video is also a collaboration with Charity from The Lovely Baker. Follow the link in the description below to see how Charity made this awesome two-tier New Year's cake. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe. To begin with my cake, we are going to create our decorations. The majority of this cake is prep work, and these decorations can be made up to a week in advance. To make the little champagne glass that spills out liquid gold, we are going to be using isomalt. If you don't know what isomalt is, it's a sugar substitute that hardens quickly and sets fairly clear. We will also be using the silicone funnel to shape our glass. We want to make sure none of the isomalt leaks from the funnel, so plug up the bottom with a little ball of fondant to support the funnel while the isomalt sets. I have carved a hole in the center of a bigger ball of fondant and placed the whole thing into a cake pan for easy cleanup just in case it does leak. Make sure your funnel can stand up on its own to prevent it from tipping in the hardening process. Once your funnel is freestanding, pour in your melted isomalt and set aside to harden. Next, we will create the fondant decorations. Start by rolling out some black fondant fairly thick and cut out the numbers. Then, roll out some black fondant a bit thinner and cut out your stars or whatever shapes you would like to use. Once your shapes are cut out, coat each shape you would like to add glitter to in something that will allow it to stick. Here I am using coconut oil. I prefer to add glitter with coconut oil because it becomes liquid with the heat of your fingers and then solid at room temperature, which really helps the glitter stick. I would normally do this next step before adding the coconut oil, but I forgot, so I'm doing it now. Add in supports for your numbers and shapes so we can stick them into the cake later. For the stars, I wanted to curl the wire to give it a more whimsical look. I did this by wrapping the wire around a pencil and then stretching out the coil to the curl length that I liked, making sure to leave some straight pieces at each end to stick into the shapes and the cake. Add the wire to all shapes and then we can get on to the fun part, the glitter. I am using disco dust here, which is food safe. I will link everything I use in this video in the description box below. Coat all shapes evenly in your disco dust and then set aside to set up. Next, we can begin cutting out the Happy New Year's letters that scroll around the whole cake. I chose to do a white on white theme here, but you can of course use any colors you would like. I'm using a Wilton letter cutter set and dipping each cutter into some cornstarch prior to cutting out each letter to help avoid sticking. Once all letters have been cut out, transfer them to a board to set up a bit. I cut out a total of 2 sheets of letters for this 6-inch cake. Now we can begin building our cake. I'm using a 6-inch chocolate cake with peanut butter filling here. I wanted to make this cake with a surprise inside, so we will want to cut out some holes directly in the center of the bottom 2 cake layers. Push the circle cutter into the center of the cake as far down as it will go, and gently twist upwards to remove the core of cake to make room for your surprise. If the cake does not come out when you twist, simply use a spoon to remove the excess cake. I chose to use these little gold star sprinkles so you would get a fun spilling effect when you cut into the cake. Once your cake is stacked and filled, you can ice it smoothly and set in the fridge to chill until you are ready to begin decorating. To begin decorating, brush your chilled cake with some water and begin attaching your letters. I chose not to put any spaces in between each word because I wanted it to have a wraparound effect that was never ending. You will want to start the word happy in a different spot on each line to add to the random wraparound effect. Continue until the entire cake has been covered in Happy New Year's. To create the dripping effect around the top of the cake, I'm using some melted Wilton candy melts. The chocolate sets fast on our chilled cake, so make small drips and move quickly. Set aside for the chocolate to firm up for painting. Next, we are going to create our caramel firework decorations. You want to add plain white sugar to a saucepan over medium heat. I did not use the measurement, I just poured in as much sugar as I thought I would need. Do not leave this mixture alone and keep it constantly moving or it will burn in an instant. Once it begins to turn an amber color, switch to a whisk and whisk until the caramel is smooth. Once smooth, remove from the heat and allow to cool until stiff strings form when the whisk is pulled up from the caramel. I am using these rock candy sticks to create the fireworks on. Begin by dipping the ball part of the stick into the caramel and then grab your whisk, create some strings in the caramel, and begin adding the caramel to the stick, making sure to rotate the stick to get a messy round shape. If you're fast enough, you can bend the caramel to the shape you would like before it hardens completely. Repeat for your desired number of fireworks. To finish up decorating, I'm going to use some gold luster dust to paint the white chocolate. You don't have to be perfect with this part. I personally like the look of the gold dust falling messily on the board and some of the letters. The more gold, the better. By now, your champagne glass should be all set up. Gently pull away the sides of the mold to release the isomalt, and then slowly and gently remove the glass. To pour the base, heat up some more isomalt, and then quickly pour a circular shape onto some parchment paper. Quickly add in your glass stem and support until the whole thing is completely set up. This will not take long. I also did not film this, but I piped some chocolate onto the top of the glass, making it look as though it was dripping, and painted it gold. Next, add your decorations on top. If you have a hard time getting the supports into the chocolate, you can use a sharp knife to create the opening for the wires. Once all decorations are in, you're done. I love the glitter on this cake and how much it sparkles. It's also super fun to cut into because of those gold stars that fall out when the first piece is removed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to check out Charity, the lovely baker's channel, and subscribe to both of us for more cake tutorials. I also recently started a Facebook page and you can check out all my social media here. Have a great day!